Hello, God bless everyone. First of all, of course, uh, speaking out on this George Floyd thing. Honestly, I didn't really want to talk about this. That's why all I offered up before was my prayers and shared some information because honestly, it was too heartbreaking. I couldn't get past through the whole video without crying. So I had to take some days and just pray on this before before saying anything. And I mean, so first of all, the, I've seen some people on social media talking about, oh, oh well, if you don't resist the police, then maybe you wouldn't get killed and stuff like that, which is first of all complete crap. All right, because I've been a victim myself of police brutality before. Like I know how it goes. That three guys on top of me talking about don't stop resisting, stop resisting. I'm on the floor, hands up, right? And no, like some people don't realize it doesn't mean any resisting or not resisting. And past the point, that George Floyd was on the ground for 10 minutes being strangled to death. Like at that point, at what point is it still resisting? Regardless, there's no evidence of him resisting before that. But even if he did, at the point, how many of those 10 minutes need to go by that you still need to keep your knee down on the dude's neck, strangling him? All right, so that just the whole if you don't resist then you won't die thing is a complete fabrication. And I mean, look at Philando Castile, in that same state, right? Like he was completely not resisting, respectful, and that was just over a traffic stop. They said his tail light was out. So resisting or not resisting isn't the case. You should be more concerned that a fellow brother of humanity, a fellow human being, just had his life snuffed out in cold blood in broad daylight. And that's what and next to these riots, right? Of course, there shouldn't be rioting and looting, but something to pay attention to. You got to know they want to put this back to making it look like, oh yeah, look how bad these black people are. Yeah, of course they just tear down their communities. But if you look, like we've had the past month, right? There was all these protests, people with guns. Even I've seen videos, people shoving the police, and yet there was no riot gear. There was no tear gassing, rubber bullets. But yet that's immediately how the protests in Minnesota were met. So they immediately escalated the situation when everyone's mourning, crying out for justice. So, I mean, and if you look, they want to say it's just like, oh, black people acting up again. But if you look, like a lot of the people in the videos looting and stuff are white people anyway. Like, there's Antifa, there's operatives. There's a lot of information out there. I put some out. Feel free to message me. But some of these guys are operatives. Some of these guys are Antifa. Like you even got videos of black business owners standing outside their businesses with guns and stuff, saying, "No, Antifa's not welcome here." I mean, because this is so easy to then try to flip it back and make the victim, the people getting murdered, look like we're the wrong ones when we're like, no, like we're protesting for peace, we're protesting for justice, right? So we can't overcome evil with evil. So don't get don't take the bait on this. They want so bad to make it look like, oh yeah, black people just he deserved it, right? But they're only looking at that. Why? Yeah, and so, man, it's unbelievable. But yeah, and I understand the frustration. I'm frustrated too. I want, like, I'm halfway around the world now. I still want to like tear shit up about it. Like, like real talk. I was in tears over the video. It's heartbreaking, but we can't overcome evil with evil. We have to overcome evil with good. And the only way there's gonna be healing, the only way there's gonna be peace, is through prayer for justice. We need swift justice. Otherwise, this is gonna get worse. It is. And if you wanna, point the blame at the people protesting murder, it just shows how numb and how hardened your heart has become. Because first and foremost, everyone should be mourning for that man's life. Black, white, Mexican, Asian, like whatever. All right, like that was a human being whose life was snuffed out on camera. And so and especially, and I see some of this stuff, coming from people on the right. Like, you consider yourself pro-life, but your heart doesn't hurt when you see another man killed. Your first jump is, well, let's see, did he deserve it? Like, that's where you're going to. And like, no, first and foremost, you should be praying that you just saw a fellow human being's life get taken. So, yeah, the rioting is understandable. If you don't understand that, then you're detached from reality. But with that said, we shouldn't riot. We shouldn't loot. There's operatives instigating that. They want it to be escalated. They want to make it look like, oh, look, the black man is just so violent. They tear up their community. Look at them. They want to find a way to place blame on them. They want to switch the issue. Like, oh, why don't you guys say anything about black on black crime? It's like, there's white on white crime. There's Asian on Asian crime. Turns out, people tend to kill the people who they're in proximity to. So, don't try to flip it. And it's like, oh, well, why does this story get national news? Like, we care about the people who we come across. Like, when we see videos of black on black crime too, like no one's cheering that crap on. Evil is evil, period. So, man, honestly, we need healing, we need peace, and that's not going to happen until there's justice. So pray for justice. Pray for George Floyd and his family. May Lord have mercy on us all. God bless.